Your country 1039 KGRT, Tim McGraw, and Taylor Swift. Highway Don't Care.
Time now for your question of the day. Brought to you by the Farmers and Crafts Markets of Las Cruces. Fresh produce, bread, meat, honey, food trucks, handmade art, music, and more. Every Saturday and Wednesday, 8:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. downtown Las Cruces.
That's right. It's time for our question of the day. And I had to pull an audible because I had a question. Obviously, was going to involve the fact that Father's Day is coming up. And I still may use that one maybe tomorrow, maybe a little bit later on this week. But I found out that today is National Ballpoint Pen Day. Yeah, ballpoint pens, the ones that supposedly we use on a daily basis, right? Did you know that they were actually put into commercial production in 1945? And the first commercial ballpoint pen was the Reynolds Rocket and first sold at Gimbel's in New York City. They were pretty expensive back then, but the price dropped. And the people that invented the pen actually, they invented it and they had a patent for it in 1943 on this day, which is why they say that today is National Ballpoint Day. But they decided to sell it to a person by the name of Marcel Bic. I'm sure you recognize Bic pens, right? But, there's plenty of questions that can go around this right now. But the one thing that actually popped into my head when I saw this is, how often do you actually use a pen these days, right? We've got our phones with us. We got notes. We can go ahead and record something right away to help us remind us of that. We can just type it into our notes on our phone or type it into our computers and stuff like that. But how often do you actually find yourself looking for a pen and writing something with it? I'll be honest with you. I do have to put my signature at least to my timesheet, every few weeks. And I do use a pen on a daily basis to help me turn on my TV because button broke, so I just stick a pen in there and it turns on. But, that's about all I use my pen for these days. Everything else I'm putting into my notes on my phone or anything else. So how often do you actually write things down these days with your pen or pencil? Yeah, it's a weird 2025, right? The weird world today where we don't even realize that we need to use pens anymore. But do you? That is our question of the day. How often do you write things down these days? So go ahead and let me know your answers. 575-523-KGRT is the phone number. You can call those in. You can text those in. Of course, we are live on our social media pages as well, Facebook and YouTube. You can go there, and we do a little extra online. But, how often do you write things down these days? In honor of National Ballpoint Pen Day, that is our question of the day, brought to you by the Farmers and Crafts Market of Las Cruces. All right. We are all good right there. So, I had a question. In fact, actually, quite a few questions that came up today that I could have used. And I had one set about dads, because Father's Day is coming up. But I'll say those ones for later on this week. But, straight up, do we use pens a lot? I mean, I've got like a whole cup full of pens at home, and I literally just pull one out because it's the pen tops are the only ones that'll fit in that little hole that I can turn my monitor on when I get home. So, I could use the remote, but the remote has the same code as the TV, and I end up turning on two things at the same time that I didn't necessarily want to turn on. So I'll use that, but honestly, other than my signature on my time card when I turn it in, I don't ever use a pen anymore. My memory used to be pretty good, but not quite as good as it used to be. And if I do need to remember anything, I am either usually taking a picture of it, or I'm just writing it down in the notes on my phone. And got a text message that says they use a pen every single day because they are old school. And you know what? I used to carry a pen with me everywhere that I went. I would have a pen on me because I used a pen every single day. And then somebody would need a pen, so I'd have one with me. But I carried a pen in my pocket so much that the area where I carried that pen would kind of wear down a little bit in my jeans. But these days, don't use it that much at all. In fact, if they would get away with if I could get away with a digital signature on my time card, I'd probably do that too. But what about you? Do you actually use your pen anymore? How often do you write things down these days with a pen or pencil, whatever writing instrument that you'd like to choose? Barring blood, you don't want to write things in blood. That can get dangerous. But yeah, what is your answer for our question of the day? Go ahead and let me know. Call them in, text them in, 575-523-KGRT. That's 575-523-5478. And of course, leave your comments down below. In the meantime, let's take a look at what's going on in and around the world. Let's see. Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez are scaling back their wedding. I wonder by how much. I mean, the wedding is coming up in Venice, Italy, and a source says that allegedly the couple wants an intimate evening with less than 200 guests, costing less than $13.5 million. Just go to Vegas, man. You're going to save yourself a lot of money. KFC has launched a high-end fashion line inspired by Roman banquet scenes. The collection includes a $130 drumstick necklace, a $270 pair of pants, and get this, a $1,897 leather jacket. I got to find pictures of these things. Let's see. Mountain Dew is launching a new Walmart exclusive flavor on June 15th called Dragon Fruit. A citrus and tropical blend that will be available in bottled and cans. If they do the zero sugar one, I might try that because that actually does sound delicious. And McDonald's is going to start selling their new Hershey S'mores McFlurry today. 460 calories. It contains graham crackers, marshmallows, and Hershey's milks. Might have to, I don't know, buy a few for all of the coworkers because that does sound delicious. I love s'mores. And Twiggy, you might remember that name. It's a water skiing squirrel from Florida. Will perform 6 shows at Minnesota's Mall of America. So the original Twiggy, rescued as a baby in 1978, started water skiing with the help of her owner. So this is Twiggy the certain number. I guess it's just like Doctor Who. They just keep the same name all throughout the whole thing, right? And apparently Iran has recently expanded its ban on dog walking. Yeah, the ban was implemented to enforce Islamic principles, but pet owners are concerned about their furry friends' well-being, probably about a few other things, that could be happening if they don't go for their walks. Weird world that we live in. It is. Once again, our question of the day today: how often do you actually write things down, with a pen or a piece of paper? Yeah, National Ballpoint Pen today, because today was the day that the patent was actually issued for the first ballpoint pen. And I will tell you this, I had the information about the people that invented the pen, or the ballpoint pen, I should say, wanted, they had the pens that you had the ink in there, and you had to put the ink in there, and then all that other stuff like that. They tried to use different types of ink to make it a little bit easier to write in different places. And they finally came up with this ballpoint idea. And you look at the end of your pen, there's a little ball right there that actually helps the ink flow. And yeah, that's where it came from. And believe it or not, they actually did a presentation to the U.S. military, and the U.S. military ordered a bunch of these ballpoint pens because you could pretty much write anywhere where you might be. And, with World War II going on at the time, they came in pretty handy. Did not realize there was that much history behind a ballpoint pen, but there you go. Gino's history lesson for today. But because of National Ballpoint Pen, you kind of wonder how often are you actually using a pen these days? Like, there's tons of questions I could have asked. How bad has your handwriting gotten? Do you even know how to do your handwriting? How much has your signature changed? Do you even recognize it from, say, 10 years ago? But I basically want to know, how often do you write things down these days? How often are you actually using a pen to write things down? Let me know your answers. Once again, call them in, text them in. You can go ahead and do that at 575-523-KGRT. That's 575-523-5478. And of course, just go ahead and leave your comments down below as well. For our question of the day, brought to you by the Farmers and Crafts Market of Las Cruces.